Hello, everyone. A very good evening from Parul Call. As you've seen, no times crime is a crime. And you can realize this from this event that we've curated only for you all. Uh, at Times Prime, we're always looking at opportunities to engage with the members and introduce them to experiences that they can cherish and they can learn from. Our digital exclusive events are the best way to reach all of you based in different parts of the country. And today's interaction is with a person who is popular across geographies, Ankur Warikoo. I know his name is enough, but it's my privilege today to introduce the man of the hour. An internet entrepreneur, definitely India's top content creator, a best-selling author, and an educator. He dons many hats, and also, if I may say so, he's definitely our George Clooney. After the success of his first book, Do Epic Shit, he's back with another best-selling book, Get Epic Shit Done. He's here for an exclusive rendezvous with Times Time members. We met him exactly a year ago, and on popular demand, we are back with this phenomenal force. As he says, do epic shit made you think, get epic shit done will make you act. Without any further ado, let us all welcome Mr. Ankur Warikoo.
Thank you so much, Parul. Thanks a lot. It's such a pleasure to be amongst all of you Times Prime members. You can see the two books. This book, as a summary, is basically a conversation between a student and a teacher. The teacher, a lot of people say, is me, and I think in some shapes and forms it's me, but what I'll admit is that the teacher is who I wish I had when I was in my 20s. It could be me, it could be somebody else, and frankly, there are so many people that I have benefited from, that I've learned from, that when I thought about the dedication for this book, I actually said, and most likely you won't be able to read it, but if you will be able to, it says, dedicated to all my teachers, most of whom do not even know me. Dedicated to all my teachers, most of whom do not even know me. And I believe that is true for my life. I've learned so much from so many people, observing them, following them, going through their content, whether it's books, whether it's videos, whether it's podcasts, whether it's talks. And it's fascinating how you learn so much and you have the ability or the opportunity to learn so much from so many people, and most of them will not even realize that. They have no idea about your existence. They have no idea what you've taken away from their content, their experience, their life, and I find that fascinating. So the student and the teacher. The student is certainly me. The student is me in my 20s, who was trying to figure things out, had a whole host of questions. How do we do this? How do we do that? Blah, 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 blah. And I just happen to be in this position in life today, which I'm so grateful for, that a lot of people ask me questions. And I would love to start with the fact that everybody that you believe is successful, everybody that you look up to, anyone that you would want to be, that you admire, that you adore, please don't ever for a second think that they are smarter than you, that they are more hardworking than you, that they have some special powers that have been bestowed on them that you don't have. The reality is they're grappling with the exact same problems that you are as well. I also wanted to make it very simple, and that's why these 36 questions. You don't have to read the entire book. If you want to, you may. But if you just have a problem with one specific thing in life, just go to that question, read that chapter, 4 or 5 pages, and you're done. And that hopefully was the thing that I wanted everyone to experience. My favorite chapter of the book, and that is the last chapter, which is how can I become my best friend? And the reason this is my favorite chapter is because I genuinely believe that if every single one of us is able to get to a point where they become their best friend, life becomes a lot easier. It just becomes beautiful. Because nobody can understand you better than you can understand yourself. लेकिन हम उस चीज से भागते हैं, हम उस चीज से डरते हैं. हमें लगता है कि कोई हमारा दोस्त नहीं बनेगा, तो हम कभी खुद के दोस्त नहीं बन पाते. So I will go through this chapter and hopefully this will resonate with you. Again, as I said, this is not a promotion for the book. It's just my way of giving you something that will hopefully help you. How can I become my best friend? The student asks. Nowadays, it's quite cool to quote this concept of self-love. Become your own best friend is what people say. But is it possible to become your own best friend? Teacher. Define best friend. Student. Someone who is there for us, no matter what. Someone who knows us very well. They know our strengths and help us build on them. They also know our weaknesses and make us aware of them. And most importantly, they do not judge us. Teacher. Perfect. What's stopping you from doing that to yourself? Student. Because I live inside my own head, which is always so cluttered and filled with self-doubt. Teacher. Here are some things that might help. First, treat yourself the way that you would treat your best friend. Before you begin to spiral in your own thoughts, ask yourself, would I say this to my best friend? Student. What do you mean? Teacher. Imagine your friend accidentally fell down. You would give him a hand, and as soon as he got up, would you ever say, "You're so stupid. You always make a fool of yourself. Look at all the people laughing at you. You are insufferable." Student. That would be a really mean thing to say. Teacher. And yet, we say this to ourselves whenever we fall and bear the responsibility of raising ourselves up. Why do you think we do that? Student. Because if we don't, someone else will. Teacher. Shouldn't it be the opposite? Irrespective of what you do, there will always be someone seeing the worst in you and calling you out for that. Irrespective of what you do, there'll always be someone seeing the worst in you and calling you out. Why would you do that to yourself before them? Do not dismiss yourself because as it is, the world will do everything to dismiss you. Student, that's so true. Teacher. Next, help yourself the way you would help your best friend. You're always there for your best friend, right? If they seek your help, you offer it. If they seek validation, you provide it. If they seek love, you express it. Stand in front of the mirror and offer the same. Something as basic as smiling at yourself in the mirror every single day. Look into your eyes and just smile. Something within you will smile back. It can't be described, but it is a wonderful feeling. Student, when you said it, it felt like a warm hug. Teacher, I'm glad you feel that way. Next, have the ability to laugh at yourself. Think about it this way. If you show to the world your flaws before they point them out, you are left with nothing that they can use to laugh at you. It is immensely liberating. Student, but why would I do that? Doesn't that mean that you're exposing your weaknesses up front? Teacher, what do you think will make you win in life? Building on your strengths or hiding your weaknesses? Student, the way you ask the question, the answer seems clear. Teacher, your strengths will always offer you significantly more of an advantage than your weaknesses can take away from you. Being aware of your weaknesses, being comfortable with them, will make you respect yourself. And you know what happens when you respect yourself? Student, the world also respects you. Teacher, the world's opinion about us is a reflection of our own opinion about ourselves. This one truth defines all of our interactions in the world. Student, it is a powerful way to look at relationships. Teacher, it is indeed. The next thing to do to become your best friend is to spend time with yourself. Seek solitude. Do not seek distraction from your thoughts by running away towards people and things. Instead, as hard as it may be, spend time with your own thoughts, doing nothing but just thinking. Student, is this meditation? Teacher, you can call it whatever you want. It could be meditation, it could be journaling as well. It could be you simply staring in the empty sky every day before you hit the bed. The hardest person to spend time with is yourself. If you become comfortable doing so, you begin to accept yourself for who you are. Student, I certainly find it therapeutic to spend time with myself. I just didn't realize it would help me get into a good relationship with myself. Teacher, which brings me to the last step towards becoming your best friend. Do not make anybody else responsible for your happiness. Do not make anybody else responsible for your happiness. You are responsible for your happiness, so you make it happen. This means knowing how to have fun with your own self. This means finding joys in the things you do. This means seeking a partner not to find happiness in them, but rather to share happiness with them. Student, wow, that hit hard. As you say this, I realize in all my relationships, I've blamed the other person for my sadness. I don't feel good about this now. Teacher, now go fix it. It is nobody's job to keep you happy. If you cannot do it for yourself, it will be exhausting for someone else to keep trying. Student, is this why people have run away from me all these years? Is this why I have lost friends and lovers? Teacher, it is exhausting to love someone who doesn't love themselves, because they never believe that someone can love them so much. This is why people gravitate towards toxic relationships, toxic friendships, because they think they don't deserve better. That is the best they can get. But that's not true. We accept the love we think we deserve. We accept the love we think we deserve. And the day we start loving ourselves, we raise the bar for the one we fall in love with. Student, now crying. It suddenly makes sense. My entire life makes sense. This conversation explained everything that I've struggled to understand all these years. All my life, I settled for what I thought I deserved, never ever standing up for my own self. I don't have anyone else anymore to blame for my state. I wouldn't even blame myself because, hey, I wouldn't blame my best friend. I'll just pick myself up and face tomorrow with a new me. Will you help me on that journey, please? And the teacher at this point, smiling, says, you don't need anyone because the teacher has appeared. In this book, there's a beautiful quote that I repeat at the end of every chapter. And this quote is by a Chinese philosopher by the name of Lao Tzu. And it's a beautiful quote which says, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And that means you can't find a teacher until you aren't ready to learn. And the day you're ready to learn, the day you're ready to observe, the day you're ready to observe everything that's there, the day you're ready to become ready to accept anything, even the hardest thing and the most opposite to your world belief, that is when the teacher will appear. And the teacher can appear from anywhere then. It could be within, it could be something that we see, it could be something that we read, it could be someone who tells us exactly what to do. And at the end of every chapter, when the student recognizes what needs to be done and they're ready to make that change, the teacher smiling just repeats, "The teacher has appeared." I have red-green color blindness, which means I can't distinguish between shades of red and shades of green. अगर दिल से किसी चीज की ख्वाहिश करोगे तो पूरी कायनात उस चीज को पूरा करने में तुम्हारी मदद करेगी. And that's what the alchemist also says, that all that you need to do to get something in life is to genuinely wish for it from your heart. Thank you for engaging and thank you for being wonderful members of the community.
Thank you so much. I wish you have a wonderful week, and we keep following you. Many more success and many more books to you. And thank you so much for being so honest all the time.